20 surprising newborn baby facts. Let's get to know this. Newborns have natural aquatic instincts when they are in water. Babies are born with a diving reflex known as bradycardic response, which causes their body to naturally adapt to their surroundings when submerged in water. Baby's heart rate will slow down and he will instinctively hold his breath when underwater. Babies grow mustaches in the womb. When a baby is around 4 months old, he grows a mustache that spreads to the entire body over the course of a month. This hair is called lanugo. Lanugo is very thin, soft, usually unpigmented, downy hair that is sometimes found on the body of a fetal or newborn human. It falls all before the birth of the child and is eaten by them. The digested hair becomes a part of this first poop. Babies are born with 300 bones. It's hard to believe, but newborns actually pack more bones than adults. That's 94 more than adults. Where do the additional bones go? These bones fuse together during development, so adults have less bones than babies. In details, babies are born with a whopping 300 bones compared to adults' 206, because many of the bones fuse as we age. It all originates of cartilage, the rubber-like substance that protects bones. Babies have more cartilage than bone. As a person grows, that cartilage turns to bone. So now you know. Newborns don't have kneecaps. No kneecap? No worries. Babies make do without. In fact, a baby's kneecap, also known as the patella, doesn't develop into hard bone until the little one enters preschoolerhood, between the ages of 3 and 5. Babies are born with a piece of cartilage in their knee joint which forms during the embryonic stage of fetal development. So yes, babies do have kneecaps made of cartilage. These cartilaginous kneecaps will eventually harden into the bony kneecaps that we have as adults. Infants first be familiar with the color red. Newborns can only focus about 8 to 12 inches from their face, and they see only black, white and gray. As their color vision begins to develop, babies will see red first. They will see the full spectrum of colors by the time they reach 5 months of age. Newborns are tear-free. Newborn babies don't cry tears. For the first several weeks of your newborn's life, crying will involve a lot of red-faced wailing and nothing else. They cry, but they don't produce real tears until approximately the age of 3 weeks. But, thanks to a surplus of emotions and an influx in hormonal balance, new moms tend to make up for their missing tears during those first few days. Call it sympathy tears. And blame the hormones. Stomachs of newborns are the size of a walnut. Due to their small stomach, they require constant feedings. The average stomach capacity of a newborn is about 7 milliliters, keeping in mind that 30 milliliters is 1 ounce. In the first 2 days of life, 2 to 15 milliliters feedings are sufficient for the baby's well-being. A baby has 10,000 taste buds. Babies have 3 times more taste buds as adults, 10,000 to be precise. The taste bud of the baby shows up on the 3rd trimester, not just on the tongue, but also on the back, roof and sides of the mouth. That is why it is suggested for pregnant mothers to try out different types of foods on the 3rd trimester. The amniotic fluid she swallows in utero can taste strongly of spices like curry or garlic or other pungent meals. These taste buds disappear as the babies grow. Taste buds of newborns only recognize sweet and sour. Newborns seem to have more taste buds than adults do. Sensitivity to sweet and bitter tastes is present at birth, but reactions to salty foods don't come until about 5 months. They are born without a body clock. Babies' sleep patterns can be crazy and they can wake at the most inopportune times. Do you know why? Because they are born without a body clock. This is because newborns aren't governed by a circadian rhythm, the physiological impulse that lets your body know to sleep at night and wake during the day. It takes around 12 weeks for a baby to properly recognize the difference between night and day, and even longer, 3–5 months, before they settle at night. What are birthmarks? And do you know why birthmarks occur? They are the rule or exception. Birthmarks gain attention when there's a media blitz about someone with a visible mark. A birthmark is not an abnormality. A birthmark is a colored mark on or under the skin that's present at birth or develops shortly after birth. Some birthmarks fade with time, others become more pronounced. Birthmarks may be caused by extra pigment-producing cells in the skin or by blood vessels that do not grow normally. Most birthmarks are painless and harmless. In fact, it's normal, and around 80% babies are born with it. Birthmark comes in a wide range of shapes, color, and sizes, the most common being port wine stains and stork bites. The hair falls out. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, most babies lose some or even all of their hair in the first few months of life. And it's completely normal. This hair loss is called alopecia, and in babies it can have several triggers, from hormones to sleeping position. The hair falls out in the first few weeks and then grows back over the next year. The hair can even go from straight to curly in a few months. Babies have numerous reflexes. Babies have around 70 reflexes, which are primitive and down to evolution. If you support your child upright with his feet on the flat surface, then his legs will work with a stepping motion. It's a baby's natural response to the loud noise or a feeling of falling. It makes the child fling his arms up and out, draw his knees up and open his fists wide before going to his original position. Babies use their sense of touch to explore what is around them, with the most sensitive touch receptors are in and around his mouth. The mouth area is the first to become sensitive, which is why they put everything in their mouth. Why your baby wants to put everything in his mouth. We all are aware of this fact. Babies want to put everything in their mouth. A research has suggested that babies are born with an innate desire to put everything in their mouth. Babies putting things in their mouths, otherwise known as mouthing, is not only normal, but also signals a growing interest in the world around them. In the first year, children explore their surroundings through their senses like seeing, touching, hearing, smelling, and tasting. Female babies get their period. When the babies are in the womb, they absorb their mother's hormones. So after the babies are born, they still have some estrogen to sort through. So, female babies shed their uterine lining, lactate a bit and even have a mini period. Sometimes, blood may ooze from their nipples. It's horrifying, but true. About 1 in 10 female babies have a small amount of menstrual blood between their 4th and 14th day. While it may be concerning at the time, this mini period, or false menses, is not uncommon and doesn't last long. It will generally not appear again until puberty. Show and tell communication. Even though babies cannot speak, they can interconnect physically by waving, clapping and pointing. Even studies have made known that the more physically the babies interact, the better they'll verbally communicate in future. Babies like mama's voice more. Babies prefer women's voices to men's and like high-pitched singing more than low-pitched speeches. You may have noticed that most of the people use higher tones while talking to a baby. You even get an improved response from an infant if you use higher-pitched voice. Newborn's eye color can change. All the babies are born with blue eyes. That's because the color of the eye comes from the color particle located behind the iris and in its particular tissue. This pigment or melanin is not developed at the time of the birth, which is why most of the babies, regardless of the genetics, are born with blue eyes. The baby's true eye color becomes apparent after 6 months of age. But if both the parents have blue eyes, then even the baby will have blue eyes. White noise is magic. Your baby will be soothed and comforted by sounds that remind her of the rhythmic noises she heard in your womb, uterus. The sound of your heartbeat when you hold her close during skin to skin may also help to calm her and regulate her breathing. Many babies also enjoy the sound of a washing machine or a vacuum cleaner, the thrum of a car engine as they sit in the back seat, or just some simple white noise. There are plenty of toys and apps that make these kinds of sounds. A baby can swallow and breathe at the same time. This is due to the positioning of their larynx. It is still relatively located higher in their necks. Normally, a baby is only able to do this until they are 7 months of age. Newborns are also nose breathers. This means that they do not know how to breathe through their mouths yet. If you find this facts interesting, please like and comment. This encourages us to make more informative videos like this. If you have not subscribed channel yet, subscribe and hit the bell icon to notification for all. Stay safe, stay curious and learn science.